I took time and went over the so-called plan, the Kamala Harris Black Agenda for Men. And folks, the majority of it was a spilled over mess. It was a cooked over mess meant to distract you and to lure you into some type of belief that, yeah, she's responding to you. Anyone making it seem like Kamala Harris came to the table fair-minded, in response, in good faith, those people are carrying water for the Democratic Party. Yes, you too. You too, you're carrying water for the Democratic Party. Because if you read over this, if you read over this agenda, maybe if you say, Tim, I didn't read the agenda, Tim. I didn't take a look at the agenda. I just saw that she did it. Well, you're going to have to use that talking point because that's the only way that you're going to avoid this smoke. Because this thing that she did, this, folks, is no agenda. This is sugarcoating. This is a mirage of distraction. There's only one element of this whole thing. And believe me, it's 4,700 words. I took it, I put it into a Word doc. I want to do a word count. 4,700 words. If you take out the parts that are about Project 2025, we're down to 4,000. So it's from 4,700 to 4,000 words once you take out all the Project 2025 and Trump is evil stuff that should not even be in this document. This document should be about what you're going to do for Black people, Black men particularly, because you're billing it as your proof that you're going to work for Black men. So now we're down to 4,000 words. And of those 4,000 words, I found only one policy that had any promise that seemed like you were trying to do anything for Black people, specifically Black men. And even that policy is open to anyone. Listen, guys, she said she will ensure Black men can build wealth and achieve economic success by providing 1 million loans that are fully forgivable up to $20,000 to Black entrepreneurs. And then she drops the bomb. And she says, and others. And others. And others. I want Black people to know that and others is everybody else. And others includes, as Dr. Claude Anderson would say, Eskimos, Native Americans, Latino Americans, everyone else, including white Americans too. It's everybody. She says we're going to give 1 million loans that are fully forgivable to up to $20,000 for Black entrepreneurs and others who have historically faced barriers to starting a new business or growing an existing business. So if you're a white American who's a disabled vet or a veteran, I think you'd qualify. If you are a woman of any color, you would qualify. If you're a Black woman, you double qualify. Here we are. We're right back to it. How is this? How is this something that's supposed to incentivize Black men? See, the whole purpose why Black men need specific incentives is because whenever there's something that's for everybody, we get the least. It doesn't matter what it is. We're at the top of everything bad and at the bottom of everything good, and anything that ever comes out of any administration. Know that, first of all. So this plan is $20,000. The only reason why I say it's the best of all the other offers is because at least it's $20,000. But remember, up to $20,000. So it could be $500. And once again, you got to compete against everybody else who's trying to get it. Whether they were here, their families have been here 500 years, or if their families got here the day this thing goes into effect. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is, Kamala Harris thinks you're dumb. She thinks you're a moron. She thinks Black men are... She thinks we're idiots. And the people that she's fooled, that are in the media business, the Bakari sellers who retweeted this, who I responded to, Basically saying what I'm saying now, which is this applies to anybody in America. Anybody who's disenfranchised historically to any extent could apply for this and have grounds to get accepted. And you know it, Bakari. But see, Bakari is not stupid. He knows. He's just a shield. He's protecting his money. See, they already got their reparations. It's called a good job from the Democratic Party. It's called getting consulting fees from the Kamala Harris campaign and the DNC and the Act Blue and all the other organizations that check in or chip in money. So they don't need anything to work for them. And they won't call it out what it is. And Roland won't call it out. And Bakari Sellers won't call it out. And all the other Democrats won't call it out. And you know what? Anybody that you watch, and I can say this firmly, and I stand on it. Anybody that you watch, any commentator, any political analyst that you watch that has not said something similar to what I'm saying, do yourself a favor and do not trust them. Because when the language, if they can't read the language of black men and others, if they can't put those two things together in their heads, they're either too stupid to be doing what they're doing or they're in on it. And I'm going with in on it because I don't want to insult people that I think they're smart enough to know how to read. I think they know what others mean. If it says black men and others, and others are other people, right? That's not black men and other black men. No, they would be the same black men. So basically, you're telling us something that this is for black men when you know already it's not for black men and it's not intended to be. I got into a fight with a very known popular person in independent media a few years ago, which really put me on the trajectory that puts me here today. Headed towards 200,000 on my own steam, you know? And part of the reason why we got into an argument is because she said that Bernie Sanders did not need a black agenda. All he needed to do was staple the name black at the top of all his policies. I said that. And I said the person that would say that black people don't deserve an agenda and that you should just be able to write our name at the top of it, of any policy that was for everyone. Because since we're so poor, it'll help us more because we're poor. I said anybody who would do that is not a real black person. And the entire independent media sphere came after me for it. They did their best to destroy me. This is the same thing. This is the exact same thing that she was proposing. Kamala Harris has done the exact same thing that was proposed by those sellout independent media folks who said, hey, we don't need anything special for black people. Just write black on whatever we got. And they'll think it's for them. Because it kind of is. But you know what? If you got a lady at home, or if you got a man at home, whoever you got at home, it loves you. But if they ain't for you, if they're with everybody else and you, are they really yours? Are they really for you, or are they for everybody? They for the streets. And I'm trying to tell you, this plan right here, this ain't for black men, this is for the streets. And the streets got Latinos, Native Americans, white people that don't have money, and disabled folks and LGBTQ people and everybody else. And of course, all the women that you can find, no matter what demographic, ethnicity, doesn't matter. Basically, everybody except straight white men. And who knows, they probably won't work anyway. So the rest of this thing, man, besides the $20,000, which in essence, like in theory, is great because suddenly someone realized that giving people $50,000 tax, right, about tax deduction is not going to help you start a business. Yeah, because tax deductions don't help you start up. They help you stay afloat, or they help you maybe expand, possibly, but they can't help you start up. You don't get them till you file taxes after you spent the money. Get it? That's what an incentive, a tax-based incentive does. So, yeah, surprisingly, she admits that and says, hey, well, you know what? Since that's the reason, and most people can't start businesses is they don't have cash, here we go. We're going to give 1 million loans so people can have money to start businesses. So in theory, it works. But if you got, I don't know, 5 million people applying for the 1 million loans, and there are people going to be prioritized or whatever, you get it. You get it? All right. She got sitting here about cryptocurrency. She'll make sure owners of investors in digital assets benefit from a regulatory framework. I don't even know what that means, but it doesn't sound like it has much teeth, does it? She talks about expanding access to bank accounts, lending to help Black men build wealth. And then she says she's going to work with the private sector. Work with the private sector? How do you work with the private sector exactly? What does that even look like? How can a president enforce anything for the private sector to do? So bogus is what I'm calling. I'm calling bogus. She says she's going to break down unnecessary barriers to employment for Black men. How would you do that? How would you break down barriers for employment for Black men? And it says here, she will work with Congress to require businesses to limit the use of criminal arrest records. Oh, she's going to work with Congress. Yeah, it's a bunch of working with this, which is code for ask them, maybe. I mean, if you ain't doing an executive order, if you ain't leaning on people to get it done, if you're not threatening people's jobs, if you're not telling people you're going to vote, you're going to surrogate against them, or you're going to put your people on their asses like Lyndon B. Johnson would do, then what are you even talking about? Working with Congress? Enabling Black men and others to profit when company executives profit. She's talking about closing the racial wealth gap. Once again, got to work through Congress, expanding pathways for Black men to good paying jobs, providing more pathways for Black men to become teachers. I like the idea. How are you doing that? What are you going to do for them? How are you going to help them become teachers? I don't see anything specific that she's going to do to get these things done. It's all wish list. I'm going to talk to people. I'm going to ask Congress. I'm going to ask private sector. Ask. There's no demands. There's no executive orders. There's nothing here. There's no, I'm going to allocate money in the budget to do this particular thing. Nothing. It's all a bunch of, I'm going to wish nice things. She basically should say, I'm going to cross my fingers and hope things work out for you after I get in office. I can't find a single thing, guys, that gives me hope. The only thing that I saw that was tangible was the low cost for internet access. And I thought, that's good. But damn it, Johnson, that's not enough. That's a 55-degree day. Ain't nobody barbecuing on a 55-degree day. Yeah, lowering the cost of internet access to $30 for people that are low income, that's a 55-degree day, man. We still got to wear jackets. We ain't breaking out the grill. So this Kamala Harris agenda for Black men is planned to right the ship to help Black men pull ahead to be more successful, to bridge the gap, to build wealth. It's not even fool's gold. To call it fool's gold would be an overstatement. Nah, man, this ain't fool's gold. This is just a plain old jack move. This is just a lame, this is a slap in the face is what it is. It's an embarrassing attempt to get your vote, just to apply more pressure, to have your girlfriend who won't take time to read it, or to have somebody in your life who won't read over the damn document, just hear a news about it and go, she did all she could do, what's your problem? And at the end, all she's trying to do is cause more rift and more infighting amongst the Black community over nothing. Yeah, all she did was come up with a way to get others to pressure black men more without actually tangibly offering anything. And let's keep it real. Let's keep it a buck. Does anybody trust her to do anything anyway? Charlamagne the God and all the other people that support Kamala Harris, D.L. Hughley, those people are doing well. They know her. It's helped raise their profile. No wonder they're supportive. Roland finally got his interview. He's probably jumping up and down, peeing all over himself with joy. Congratulations, Roland. Now you're rolling in money. But at the end of the day, it's black men. Us real black men. Us black men that are wise enough to know when something ain't right. When we know the mayonnaise is off. We know something's done turned. This beef done turned. We can't cook this. We can't serve this to our families. We know something's wrong about this. It don't look sturdy because it's not. If Kamala Harris was serious about helping black men, if she wanted to show up the black vote, would she really needed her arm twisted? Did she really need her arm twisting by Senator Nina Turner or countless other people that have said similar things? Does she really need Obama to shit the bed for her to come out with this plan? I mean, how much pain did the LGBTQ community have to extend on Obama for Obama to come out with a plan to make gay marriage legal? Did it require the house burning down? Did it require a president to come out and put his foot in his mouth? I mean, what did it take? See, if Kamala was serious about this at all, enough for me to put any stock in it, any faith in it at all, she'd have had to come out with this on her own volition months ago. I mean, hell, she could have been doing these types of events or this type of plan 3 years ago, man. She's been vice president. And it's not like Biden could just get rid of her. You guys stop defending that. If Biden would have got rid of Kamala, he'd have been slitting his own Achilles. Never in a million years could he have done it. So stop talking as if she was so handicapped like you are at your job with your boss. Nah, she's got a microphone. If anything, she was a threat. At any time, she could have went buck wild and did a tell-all and totally sank Biden's entire administration if she wanted to. She's got an entire staff, man. She's got a corporation behind her. She got her team and he has his team. But if she was serious about this, if this was her goal, if it was her mission to help Black America, she would have been helping Black America. And she hasn't been. So at this time, at this stage of the game, when her back's against the wall, when the numbers are down, and now all of a sudden she pulls up like she means something, and she's gonna jump out and save the day, like she's gonna show you who she really is. Dog, she can't even answer a question on the Shade Room. So look, call me what you want to call me. Say I'm biased. I had the cards stacked against her. You'd be wrong. I'm Black and I live in America. Anything that benefits me, I would say, yeah, that sounds like good. Let's see if she owns up to it. But I can't in good conscience co-sign, support, or even give a kind word to a half-baked plan at the fourth quarter, the bottom of the ninth inning, when your back's against the wall, when you're losing, and then your guy comes out and makes a bad call that puts you further in the crosshairs when it's just announced that you're down probably 5 points to Trump in swing states, and you're going on Fox out of desperation, and you're flailing around blaming Trump for everything from crime in Springfield, Ohio, to the deficit when you're the sitting vice president. And now you want to say you're riding for Black America? Here you are, Black man, come home. And another thing, how dare you say black men can't vote for a white president when you're a so-called black woman not only married to a white man, but just made a white man your VP. Yeah, I said it. So that's it, guys. My name is Tim Black, Tim at TimBlackTV.com. Send your hate mail to your mama's house at TimBlackTV.com. If you are not a member of the Tim Black Show, become a member. Yeah, go ahead and become a member, man. You right here at the door of becoming a member of the Tim Black Show. Go ahead and do it. Go to patreon.com, Tim's Take Live. Become a member. Buy me 1 cup of coffee a month. And we good. We good. I'll shut up after that. Okay? I'll shut up and roast these Democrats after that. We'll get to the truth of this.